as they race towards the 5 furlong pole in the Royal Lodge. Mellow Dance in the lead from Golden Ivory. Trojan Fen is next, and then Rousillon and Great Western. Past the 5 furlong pole, and still Mellow Dance from Golden Ivory, Trojan Fen, Rousillon and Great Western. Running towards the home stretch, and they're well strung out. Mellow Dance by 2 lengths at least from Golden Ivory, a gap of 4 to 5 then to Trojan Fen, a gap of 2 then to Rousillon, and then comes Great Western. And these two have a commanding lead over Trojan Fen and Rousillon. Mellow Dance in the lead from Golden Ivory, then Trojan Fen and Rousillon. They're racing towards the 2 furlong pole. And it's Mellow Dance from Golden Ivory. Golden Ivory takes it up now, and here comes Rousillon on the outside. Trojan Fen is under pressure and making no progress, and here comes Rousillon to challenge and take it up from Golden Ivory. Trojan Fen making no impression at all. It's going to be 2-0 to Greville Starkey in his confrontation with Lester Piggott, as Rousillon is challenged again by Golden Ivory, and Golden Ivory putting in a tremendous challenge now on the far side, and he's going to get the better of him, and up the line Golden Ivory wins it from Rousillon in second. Trojan Fen is third, Great Western 4, and 5 the long-time leader Mellow Dance. So Golden Ivory fought his way back up the straight inside the final furlong to win, ultimately going away. And the result of the Royal Lodge Stakes: first, number 1, Golden Ivory, owned by Mr. Paul Mellon, trained by Ian Balding and ridden by Steve Cawthon. Second was number 4, Rousillon, owned by Mr. Khaled Abdallah, trained by Guy Harwood and ridden by Greville Starkey. And third was number 5, Trojan Fen, owned by Mr. Stavros Niarchos, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Lester Piggott. Fourth was number 2, Great Western.
Now towards the 3 furlong marker, and as they do so, on the far side, Proceda, Sadler's Wells and Secreto, and towards the outside, Fiery Celt. In behind these is Rousillon as they race towards the last 2 furlongs. And on the far side, Proceda with Sadler's Wells, Secreto moving up to challenge. Out on the near side is Fiery Celt, and they're followed by Rousillon and Capture Him and Hegemony, Tom Ryland and Seafaring. They're inside the last 2 furlongs, Sadler's Wells, Secreto, and over on the far side is the French horse Proceda coming on the near side, Rousillon with Fiery Celt, but it's Sadler's Wells in the lead as they race inside the final furlong. Sadler's Wells, Proceda and Secreto as they race towards the finish. Sadler's Wells with Proceda on the inside and going to the line. It's Sadler's Wells from Proceda.
First Sadler's Wells, second Proceda, and third Secreto.
And they're running in the Swettenham Stud Sussex Stakes. Chief Singer quite slow away, incidentally. He's the last of the quintet at the moment, as Kraken Score makes it from Wassel, Proceda, Rousillon, and then Chief Singer. Kraken Score, who sprung a surprise before, setting a blistering pace from Wassel in second, then quite a gap to Rousillon, and then going up on the inside of Proceda is Chief Singer, to be fourth now, as they race downhill. Kraken Score from Wassel, then a gap to Rousillon, then matching strides now, Chief Singer and Proceda, as they run downhill towards the 4 furlong point, and it is still Kraken Score the leader from Wassel, Rousillon, Chief Singer and Proceda coming to the 3 furlong marker in the Swettenham Stud Sussex Stakes, and it's Kraken Score still in the lead from Wassel. Then comes Rousillon, Proceda being produced on the outside, and Ray Cochrane creeping up on the inside now on Chief Singer as they come down to the 2 furlong pole. It's still Kraken Score from Rousillon, Chief Singer over on the far side, Wassel fading, Proceda's dropped back to last. It's Rousillon now from Chief Singer, these 2 rivals from Salisbury, with Rousillon now trying to hold the challenge of Chief Singer as Chief Singer challenges on the far side. Chief Singer on the far side, Rousillon on the near side. Chief Singer beginning to get up as they come to the line, and Chief Singer has won the Swettenham Stud Sussex Stakes from Rousillon. A gap then to Cragen Score. Wassel and Procedure was last, and so the result, the judge could call this a photograph, but I don't think there's any doubt that number 2, Chief Singer, has won. Yes, he's called it without a photo. First number 2, Chief Singer, owned by Mr. Jeff Smith, trained by Ron Sheether at Newmarket, and written by Ray Cochran.
The flag is up, under orders, and they're off. And who's going to make it? It's Willie Carson on Wassel, who burst out, and Alan Leclerc is in second place on Meso Ream, who changed hands for an alleged $1,200,000. In third place is Farry Celt, and the back two just playing cat and mouse together, Rousillon and Prego. And Willie Carson making it just a steadier gallop on Wassel. They're not really going fast enough. Willie making it by 3 lengths on Wassel from Meso Ream in second, just pulling a little bit. In third is Farry Celt, fourth is Rousillon, and last of the 5 is Prego. Richard Hill's having his first public ride on Prego. And now Meso Ream has pulled her way into the lead. Meso Ream by a length and a half from Wassel in second. Farry Celt is third. Then Rousillon, then a gap back to Prego as they run down the hill, past the halfway mark. Meso Ream, the filly, tracked now by Willie Carson on Wassel. Greville getting a little bit closer on Rousillon, just on the heels of Farry Celt, and last of the 5 is still Prego with 3.5 furlongs to run. Meso Ream and Alan Leclerc. Willie Carson and Wassel in pursuit. Greville coming up the centre of the course on Rousillon. On his inside is Farry Celt, and last of the 5 still is Prego with 2.5 to run. Meso Ream by 2 lengths from Rousillon, coming fast now on the stand side. Wassel's back in third, then Farry Celt and Prego well inside the 2 furlong marker. And Meso Ream still with a clear lead. But here comes Greville on Rousillon. Meso Ream from Rousillon. Prego coming fast on the outside, and here comes Rousillon to take the lead. Well inside the final furlong, it's Rousillon storming clear, but here comes Prego on the outside. Rousillon from Prego, Prego finishing well, and battling back is Meso Ream, but Rousillon wins it to the line. It's a vote of a second between Prego and Meso Ream. Fourth was Farry Celt, and last of the 5 was Wassel. A terrific finale to the Waterford Crystal Mile, with a win for number 7 Rousillon, owned by Mr. Khalid Abdallah, trained by Guy Harwood and ridden by Greville Stark. He returned at 13-8 on, and a photo of a second between number 3 Prego and number 5 Meso Ream. The 4th horse was certainly number 6 Farry Celt.
In the Prix de la Forêt, the Niarchos stable is to win the 3rd big stakes race of the fall meeting. The Prix de la Forêt, ran over 7 furlongs, is the only Group 1 race where 2-year-olds may run against older horses. In the past, this race has been won by champions such as Snob and Farley as 2-year-olds and Sanitki and Nifar as 3-year-olds. This year, there were 10 starters, but no 2-year-olds. 2 furlongs out of the gate, Siberian Express is leading, Bluebell Pearl 2nd, Sarab 3rd, Brocade 4th, Rousillon 5th on the rail, Mendez 6th, Skoll 7th, Nikos 8th, Premier Mystère 9th, and Procida last. Coming into the stretch, 3.5 furlongs from the finish, Siberian Express is leading on the rail, in front of Bluebell Pearl, black and yellow silks, Sarab, green silks, and Brocade, brown silks. Mendez is 5th on the outside, just alongside of Rousillon. Procida is still last on the rail. 2 furlongs from the wire, Brocade and Sarab are fighting head-to-head, while Rousillon moves up on the outside. Procida is still back in the pack. 1.5 furlongs from the finish, Sarab on the inside, Brocade in the middle, and Rousillon on the outside are together. 1 furlong from the post, it looks like Rousillon has won, but Procida with a flying finish goes between Rousillon and Brocade and wins by a length and a half.
King of Clubs 7-1, Red Rocks 12s, Cataldi 16s, Redmead 33-1.
Redmead is just going in. Nearest to us is Celestial Bounty, already in the stalls. This is King of Clubs going in. The white face of Free Guest will be one of the last 3 to go in. Free Guest, the only filly in the field, winner of her first 4 races last season, beaten only once, and that was in the Champion Stakes when she was a very creditable 5th behind Palace Music, having the blindfold put on, but she doesn't seem to be at all worried by that. she's just going to need a little bit of a push. Lester Piggott reassuring her. She's just backing away a little bit. They obviously knew she was going to do this because they put the blindfold on first. The two Khaled Abdallah runners, Rousillon and Cataldi, not yet in. The free guest is just going to give them a little bit more trouble before she goes in. Rousillon is 11-4 favourite. Celestial Bounty is 3-1. It's 11-2, bar those two. So free guest is in. All credit to the handlers. Here is Cataldi. Oh, the handlers very quick to get out of range of Cataldi's hind legs. The last one to go in is Rousillon, who's in stall 1, and let's join Peter O'Sullivan.
Thank you, John. Yes, that's it. All 8 installed for the Queen Anne Stakes. And they're running. And Cataldi from stall 4, very fast away and coming over towards the stand side and taking him along from King of Clubs. Just in behind him. Then comes Prismatic, and then Rousillon on the stands rail, and then the white-faced of Free Guest showing. But Cataldi is setting a fast pace here from King of Clubs. Then comes Prismatic and Free Guest and Celestial Bounty and Rousillon. And behind him, Red Rocks, but it's Cataldi clear of King of Clubs as they race down now past the 5 furlong pole. Cataldi clear of King of Clubs, Free Guest and Prismatic. Just in behind them come Rousillon, then Celestial Bounty on the far side, Red Rocks, and finally Red Mead, and still Cataldi from King of Clubs, then Prismatic and then Free Guest, then Rousillon making a little ground on the stand side, but towards the right of the picture still, Cataldi from King of Clubs, Prismatic coming there quite strongly, 3 from the right of the picture over on the far left, the white-faced of Free Guest showing right up there prominently as they come down now towards the 2 furlong marker. Cataldi on the inside, Free Guest and Lester Piggott going very smoothly over on the far side. Between horses is King of Clubs, Celestial Bounty is making ground over on the far side. It's King of Clubs, Free Guest, Celestial Bounty on the far side for Allen inside the final furlong, and Rousillon storming through now to come and challenge the leaders and take it up, and it's Rousillon who's taken it up now from King of Clubs as they race into the closing stages. It's Rousillon storming clear to win this in great style. Second was Celestial Bounty and third King of Clubs, and a photo of a fourth between Free Guest and Cataldi. So Rousillon stages a tremendous comeback on his first appearance of the
Rousillon 2-1. Villicaya 13-2, so is Bella Calora. 16-1, King of Clubs and Lidham on 20-1 Green Paradise, that's from 16s. Cataldi is 33-1 and 66-1 the others, Sharp Romance and Grey Desire.
Number 11 at Lidham, the best turned out horse, looked tremendously well in the paddock, even though he's been off the racecourse since April the 13th. In fact, he's had only 1 run this season, and it was a hard-fought win in the 2,000 guineas trial at Salisbury by half a length from Miami Count. Willie Carson, who rode him that day, again takes the mount. Willie won the first on Petrovich, but he ran in the top class last year, this colt. He had only 2 runs. Rousillon and Bern are now 2-1 joint favourites. Villicaya is 6-1 from 13-2. Bella Calora is 13-2. And it's 16-1 bar the 4. He looks really calm, this colt, Jimmy.
Looks very well. I should say he's taken it as well as any of the 10 runners, John, wouldn't it? He's hardly sweating. And when you think he's only had the 2 runs last year and the 1 this.
There's sure to be a very strong gallop in this race because Cataldi, the pacemaker for Rousillon, can go really fast, as he showed in the Queen Anne Stakes at Ascot and in the Champion Stakes last year at Newmarket, when he led till inside the last furlong nearly. He won the Lincoln. He's a really good horse. It's essential that Pacemaker must be only about 10 pounds below top class, otherwise the rest of the field completely ignore him. Well, Cataldi is good enough for the jockeys to know they've got to keep him in their sights. And there's bound to be a tremendous gallop. He's drawn on the outside at number 1, but I don't think it'll take him very long to get across onto the inside rails. Next to him is Bern, but here's one we haven't had a look at, Green Paradise, one of the 2 runners from France, the other being Villicaya. And Green Paradise, 20-to-1 shot, the mount of Steve Cawthon. He ran a good race, went 4th to Sagace at Longchamp at the end of June in a Group 1. And that was over a mile and a furlong. He acts well on soft ground, this horse. He was 2nd in last year's 2,000 guineas in France. And not too bad value at 20-to-1. Though I think, Jimmy, some of the others might be a bit too good for him.
I think so, John. I think the English form is a little bit better than the French this year, and I can't really see him as good as he is. A nice cold trouble in Bern, Rousillon, or perhaps 1 or 2 of the others.
But we've had some really funny results in this race from time to time. Some rank outsiders have gone in. Here's another one, Grey Desire. In fact, he's a much bigger outsider than the other grey we've just seen, Green Paradise. He's at 66-to-1. Villicaya just going in. Grey Desire, I would have thought the pacemaking Cataldi would really drain away Grey Desire's stamina, but we'll see in a minute. Still 2-to-1 joint favourites, Rousillon and Bern. So Roussillon's come in quite a lot. Bern has drifted out a bit, and it's 6-to-1 bar 2 and 14-to-1 bar 4. Green Paradise playing up a little bit in the start. Here's another that would probably be suited by a shorter distance, Sharp Romance. A very impressive winner over 6 furlongs at Haydock in May, when he was always on the bridle, and Simon Whitworth just had to let out a reef, and he shot clear to win by 5 lengths from Lobbit. But he's got a different distance and a different class of horse to race against here. He's drawn 6. I think he'll be one of the last, though. Roussillon's still to go, and Lidham having the blindfold put on.
John, it's rather interesting. Roussillon in the centre of our picture there. Oh, he's just... Oh, dear, this is rather nice. Number 11, just giving a bit of a trouble. That is Lidham with Willie Carson. You can see he quickly whips the hood off. And he's just reassuring. Grab this, he's telling one of the handlers. We're trying to put him in without the blinds on. That was a nasty moment, actually, because that can be one of the nastiest falls a jockey can have. If he'd have just lost his balance, he would have probably landed on his back with Willie underneath. Willie quite wisely just puts his toes in the arm. Greville Starkey, as I was about to say, Roussillon, just watch this horse. When Greville makes his run, you'll just see actually that Roussillon carries his head a little bit high. But anyway, back to Lidham, Lidham, and I think the handlers who do a wonderful job are going to get him in all right, John.
Yes, certainly the blindfold didn't do the trick. He nearly went over backwards with Willie with the blindfold on. Normally, the blindfold doesn't seem to worry them, and they go in perfectly all right with it. But this horse, I don't think they'll try the blindfold again, Jimmy.
No, I think it'd be unwise. Willie's reassuring him. I think they nearly had him once, and I think they've got him this time. Let's join Peter.
Yes, that's it. Under orders, and they're away. Cataldi breaks very fast and is the early leader. Cataldi going on from Green Paradise and Bellacalora. Bellacalora going second now. Cataldi from Bellacalora, Green Paradise. Bern is about 6 at the moment, and Grey Desire is the back marker, and Cataldi is setting a very fast gallop indeed from Bellacalora. Lidham going up on the outside of Bellacalora. Then comes Villicaire and Green Paradise on his inside. Then Bern. Then comes Rousillon. Then Sharp Romance and King of Clubs and Great Desire as the back marker. And Cataldi is still taking him along at a tremendous gallop. From Bellacalora on the inside of Lidam. Then comes Green Paradise and Villicaire together being tracked by Rousillon and Bern. Behind them, Sharp Romance, King of Clubs and Great Desire, the back marker, and into the straight, 3.5 furlongs to run. Cataldi still from Bellacalora, Lidam, Villicaire, Bern coming there towards the stand side, Rousillon tracking them. And it's Cataldi still from Bellacalora. Then comes Villicaire. And Green Paradise still in contention. Bern coming there strongly on the stand side. Bellacalora's taking it up now from Bern. Then comes Villicaire. Then comes Rousillon. And it's Bern now. And Lester Pickett who've stormed to the front. Bern now with the advantage from Rousillon, the challenger on the stand side. And it's Bern and Rousillon. Then Villicaire as they're racing to the closing stages. It's Rousillon who's taking it up from Bern as they come to the line. It's Rousillon who's going to win this Platinum Stud Sussex Stakes from Bern. Rousillon is the winner. Bern is second and King of Clubs is third and for Villicaire. Then came Bellacalora behind them, Green Desire, Great Desire, and then came Green Paradise, and then Cataldi, Sharp Romance, and finally Lidam. And so the result is first number 7, Rousillon, owned by Mr. Khaled Abdallah, trained by Guy Harwood and written by Greville Starkey.
Rousillon was away slowly, spotting the field 3 lengths at the start. Cordero sends Al Mamoun to the front and moves over to the inside to take the lead by 2 lengths. On the outside, Shadid is up there to dispute the early pace. Then it's the gray horse Cozine, now racing in 3rd position. Tsunami Slew is saving ground in 4th. Then it's Forzando between horses in 5th. Chapel Cottage is checked. Sitzmark is next in line. Noble Player is ranging up on the outside from 8th. Then taken to the outside, Capture Him. And then a gap of 3 back to Dr. Schwartzman and Palace Music. And now Greville Starkey sends Rousillon in between horses now. Never So Bold is second to last. The trailer is Late Act. He's a dozen lengths off the lead of Al Mamoun. And Shadid is pressuring him all the way. Cozine is stalking the lead on the outside, and Walter Guerra now sends him after the lead. Forzando takes to the leaders on the outside, now racing in 4th. Rousillon has moved into contention now. He's right there, 5th. And Chapel Cottage is 6th toward the inside. The field rounds the final turn. Al Mamoun, he's still the one to catch, and he accelerates at the top of the stretch to a 2.5 length lead. Cozine takes aim at the leader on the outside, now racing in 2nd. Shadid is back in 3rd. Dr. Schwartzman a late run. Here comes the gray horse, Cozine, and he powers up now to take the lead. Al Mamoun is back in 2nd, and Shadid is racing in 3rd. They're coming to the finish, and it's going to be Cozine to win it, and a flawless ride by a jubilant Walter Guerra. He has won it, and a brilliant performance by both horse and rider. Stalking the pace, he went up after the lead as the field turned for home. He ran down Al Mamoun and went on to victory. The final time, 1:35 flat.